What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our third tutorial of our X11 series. In this tutorial we are going to catch our event listener to be able to close our window with button 1 or button 2. However, I've made a small mistake in our makefile. So in our line 15 we need to give objects to be able to compile it correctly. I've just forgotten it, so that's my bad. So I'll just save this, and if we hit make now, it will automatically compile. So now I think we are good to go. So xwindow.c. So let's try to write our program now. So static display pointer dpy. This will be our display server, as you know. So static int screen. This will be our screen number, and static window root will be our root window. Let's write the function first. I'll write everything within functions now. So our first function will be static window. It will return a window, create win. So this will have some parameters. So int x position, y position, width, height, and border pixel. I'll just define window win here, and now we are going to create a new struct here. So XSetWindowAttributes, I think, yes. And I'll just call this XVA. So what is this? So this XSetWindowAttributes enables you to set window attributes within a struct, and after when we are creating our function, you just give the reference to this struct to your function, which is xCreateWindow. So it will just be the pretty much the same of creating a simple window. So xva.background pixel, which will be a white pixel for a white background, and xva.border pixel, which will be black pixel. And now a new thing, event mask. So what is an event mask? As you might remember, X generates events, and I just want to catch button press event here. So our event mask will be just button press mask. So what is this button press mask? Actually, I think button press will work too. So what is this button press? I'm going to close the program whenever a button is pressed. That's just it. Pretty simple, right? So let's create our window now. So our win will be equal to xCreateWindow. So display our root window, and x value, y value, width, height, and border. So what is this now? Let's just take a sneak peek from our manual page. So display window parent, x, y, width, height, border width. So now we are here. So what is this depth? Guys, this depth means that the color capacity, color enhanceability actually of your screen. So if you are using a true color window, this depth will, I think, return 32, because true color is 32. And there is just a simple function to get depth, so I'll just skip it. So what is this unsigned int class? So this unsigned int class means that how are you going to interact with your window? I'll make this input and output because we are going to use both. So if you are just going to draw something and you don't want someone to be able to make some inputs with your window, just write this as output. If you are just going to take input, just write this as an input. So what is this visual? This visual will actually the capacity of your display server again, which is kind of a bit like depth, but this is a struct actually. I won't explain it for now, but in the later videos I will explain what visual is. I'm just going to use the default functions now. So this long value mask will be the same as the parameters we've created here actually. So our event mask, border pixel, and our background pixel. By the way, it is notable to note that this button press is actually a bit mask here. So if you want to, I don't know, like catch motions with your mouse, you need to include them with ORs. This is just a simple long value, I think. Actually, we can just check it. So as you can see, where is that event mask? So as you can see, this long is an event mask, set of events that should be saved, and that's just using a bit mask. So now we are here. This was depth. Is it depth. Let's just take a sneak peek again. Yes, it's depth. So I'll just use the default function here, default depth of our display and our screen. So what's the next one? I've just told you. So input, output. What is visual? So there's just a simple function again for default visual, dpy and screen. And let's continue. And this will be our value mask. So our value mask needs to contain whatever we give this XSetWindowAttributes values, and it will be a bit mask. So background pixel, border pixel, and event mask. We need to bind all of them with ORs. So it will go like this. If you just write CV, it will automatically show you the completions here. So I'm just going to use CV back pixel for background, CV border pixel for borders, and CV event mask for our listening events. Actually, let me just break the line here because it just got too long. And now we need to give the reference of our XSetWindowAttributes just like this. And after all of these operations, we are just going to return our window. So our createWin is finished now. Let me just summarize it. We've set our background pixel to white, our border pixel to black. We've just listening events on button press, which is default by your mouse. And in our XCreate window, we've gathered the depth of our screen. We've assigned it as an input output variable, and we've used the default visual of our screen, and we've used a bit mask here to be able to represent the same values as here. If you forgot one of these values will be overridden and it won't work correctly. So be sure to put all of your masks here. And after that, we've just given the XSetWindowAttributes to here. So let's continue. I think actually we can write our main now. So as you remember, so our display will be equals to XOpenDisplay. If it is null, we are going to throw out an error. So rx1 can't open display. If it is not, we need to get our screen now. So default screen of our display. Our root window will be root window of our display and our screen. And now we are good to go. Let's define our window win as a top level variable here. And our win will be just equal to create win pos x pos y width, height, and border. So now we've created our window. Now we need to map it. How to map it? As you might remember, xmap window to our display and win. Now what to do? I'll write something like this and something like this for cleanup. Actually, let's write cleanup first. This run will be our running function, and this run function won't be our main. I will just separate it from someplace else to a new function. And in our run function, we are just going to handle our Xevents, and if a button is pressed, I'll just return it to be able to kill our program. So for cleanup, as you might remember, we need to unmap our window first, display and win. After we've unmapped our window, we can destroy it now, destroy window, and since we have cleaned up everything now, we can close our connection to our server. Let's implement our run function now. So static void run. Actually, this doesn't even need to be static, but whatever. So we are going to handle an X event. Therefore, I am defining it as a top level variable. And as you might remember, while our next event with display and reference of our event is equals to 0. So no error occurred. I'll write a switch case now. So switch event.type. So what is this event.type? It is obviously button press. So if button is pressed, I'll just return. This is just it. You can have different variables here. So for example, case, I don't know, expose, or I don't know, case pointer motion mask. Well, actually not this one. So case key press, etc. But these will be the topic of our latest videos, so I'll just use the button press here. So if any button is pressed from your mouse, button 1, button 2, I think button 3 too, we will kill our program now. So I'll just write make here, and I will open up our window now. As I'm using DWM, it will automatically resize. If you are using a floating layout like GNOME or something, it will be on the sizes that we have set. So if I hit button 1 now, it will automatically close, button 2 will close too, button 3 will close too. So everything will close our function now. I think this is better than creating a simple window and killing it with xkill. So this tutorial is ended, guys. In the next tutorial, I think we are going to enter some drawables, draw lines to our windows, and interact with our windows a little bit more, add some more event masks, I don't know, maybe resize our windows. I will try to include every stuff I can. So if you have any questions or any problems, just let me know in comments, or you can write from me in Reddit. It doesn't matter actually. So see you guys in the next tutorial. Take care, guys.